Hello everyone, SquaredCircle Wrestling is back with another episode which includes wrestling legend Buries Bayley. Saraya recalls when Alexa Bliss went shirtless on her Twitch stream. WWE reportedly planning for Bray Wyatt to return as the Fiend. Tony Khan confirms talks with Goldberg. Roman Reigns soon leaving WWE for Hollywood. WWE Hall of Famer calls Brock Lesnar idiot. And much more. You can check the complete list with time chapters in the description box below. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel for all the latest news. Our top story for today looks at wrestling legend Buries Bayley. Former WCW president Vince Russo on a recent episode of Legion of Raw criticizes Bayley for her promo skills. He claimed that the former SmackDown Women's Champion is awful on the mic. He said, "Bayley is awful with her promos. I don't know how you could have had so many reps and not improve. I remember, and I've mentioned this Chris, guys go back and look at Charlotte's early work. She was like a deer in the headlights cutting promos, and when the fans would start chanting, she would lose it. Bro, look at how much she has improved over the years. Bayley has done this from day one, zero improvement." Next up, Saraya recalls when Alexa Bliss went shirtless on her Twitch stream. WWE star Alexa Bliss is one of the most decorated superstars in the WWE history. However, few years back there was a surprising real-life incident that possibly increased Little Miss Bliss' popularity. During Paige's Twitch live stream, Renee Paquette asked Bliss why she was not in a bikini, leading to Bliss removing her shirt. AEW star Saraya recalled that live stream with Bliss removing her shirt was the most viewed clip of all time of her stream. "I had a big group of people and then Alexa Bliss took her shirt off. I was like, oh no, sis, this is live." She had a bra on underneath, obviously, like a sports bra, but it was a low-cut one. She'd been sipping a few drinks during the stream and then she took it off. It's still my most viewed clip of the stream and I've been streaming for nearly 3 years. It's crazy. Next up, WWE reportedly planning for Bray Wyatt to return as the Fiend. The sources have reported that WWE is keen to have Bray Wyatt return to the company as his iconic Fiend character. According to a recent report from Fight Fans, the bad reaction to Bray Wyatt's match at the Royal Rumble against LA Knight resulted in them wanting the Fiend to return. WWE wasn't overly fond of how the pitch black match went down and the new Bray Wyatt masked character that debuted at the Royal Rumble, as they felt it wasn't as good as the Fiend and wouldn't sell the merchandise like the Fiend did. Have been in talks regarding it since after Royal Rumble earlier this year. Talks stopped for a while and were picked up again within the last month or two. Next up, Tony Khan confirms talks with Goldberg. The AEW president Tony Khan discussed his relationship with former Universal Champion Goldberg and gave small details into the conversations they've had. He said, "Yeah, I have talked to Bill. It wouldn't be that unusual. I've talked to Bill when he's not been under contract at times, and I have a good relationship with Bill. I've had a lot of great conversations with him. His family has done a lot of great things in Jacksonville. He's related to the Wolfson family, who built the Wolfson Children's Hospital in Jacksonville. Bill is a great former football star. I worked in football, and it's a big part of my life." He added, "We have a lot in common and we have a lot of mutual friends, and I have a really good relationship with Bill. I like him a lot. As to what I've talked to him about, I would say that's just between the two of us. It was a good chat. I like Bill a lot. He's a great guy." Next up, Roman Reigns soon leaving WWE for Hollywood. WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle, on a recent episode of The Kurt Angle Show, discussed the trajectory of Reigns' reign as the undisputed Universal Champion. The former World Heavyweight Champion Angle has a distinct vision for Roman's future, as he thinks Roman Reigns is destined for Hollywood. He said, "Roman Reigns is not going to be in the company in the next 5 years. That kid is going to be a huge movie star. It's going to happen. It is. There's no doubt. He's got an incredible look. He's talented. He's smart. The kid's going to be a movie star." Next up, Bret Hart calls current star the greatest wrestlers of all time. WWE Hall of Famer Bret the Hitman Hart, speaking with Johnny at Pro Show, expressed that he wishes he could have shared the ring with Rey Mysterio. On the topic of dream opponents, Hart said, "I would love to wrestle Brock Lesnar. I would love to wrestle Roman Reigns. I would love to put John Cena in the sharpshooter. I just know that when I was the American bashing Canadians, John Cena would have been the perfect American. We could have danced for a long time, and we could have done some great stuff, and I wish I could have done that with someone like John Cena." He added, "CM Punk and Daniel Bryan are also two of my favorites. I'll say this like one of the greatest, maybe the greatest wrestlers of all time that people don't often forget about or don't recognize. Rey Mysterio is maybe one of the greatest. I wish I could have had one match with Rey Mysterio just to be in the ring with him. He's one of my favorites and is always a class act. Very few wrestlers have the respect that I have for Rey Mysterio." Next up, WWE Hall of Famer calls Brock Lesnar idiot. WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle, speaking with Inside the Ropes, recalled Brock Lesnar conveying to him his desire to leave WWE. Kurt mentioned that he warned Brock that he should wait until WrestleMania 20 to inform Vince McMahon about his plans, but Lesnar didn't listen to Angle's advice and ended up losing to Goldberg at Mania for obvious reasons. He said, "We go back. We go to Raw or SmackDown. We're on SmackDown. He goes up to Vince, says, "Vince, I want to try out for the NFL." I was like, oh, F man. He just F'd himself. So, next week is WrestleMania, and what happened? Brock Lesnar does the job against Goldberg. It would have been the other way if Brock would have smartened up. But he didn't because he's an idiot. Next up, Alexa Bliss talks her WWE future after pregnancy announcement. Alexa Bliss and husband Ryan Cabrera recently have announced that they're expecting their first child. The former Raw Women's Champion opened up about her wrestling future after her pregnancy in an interview with The Messenger. She said, "WWE gave me time off to kind of fully dive into that experience with rehearsals, vocal lessons, and all that stuff. Storyline-wise, I was not on TV anyway, so it really kind of worked out perfectly. I was preparing for my return in the ring and I was just having really bad cramping. I thought that was weird. So then I just decided to take a test, and then I think I said, oh shit. WWE extended my contract, and so it's just basically come back when I'm ready. Probably a month after the baby, I'll start probably getting back into the gym and getting ready to see what my in-ring return looks like." Next up, Bret Hart calls 3 WWE legends selfish. WWE Hall of Famer Bret the Hitman Hart, on the latest episode of WWE's Most Wanted Treasures, criticizes 3 wrestlers who were selfish as they never passed the torch to the younger generation. He also mentioned one legend who was unselfish and had passed the torch to him. He said, "When I talk about WrestleMania 8, the match I had with Roddy Piper was really a case of Roddy Piper reaching down and pulling a guy like me up to the next level and saying, okay, you're beside me now. Jake Roberts never did that. Hulk Hogan never did that. Ultimate Warrior never did that. So many wrestlers never passed the torch back. They stuck it in the ground, and it was all about them. Roddy Piper handed me the torch." Next up, Will Ospreay wants to wrestle top WWE champion. Former IWGP Heavyweight Champion Will Ospreay, speaking on Insight with Chris Van Vliet, says that he and Seth Rollins could make magic together in the squared circle together. Ospreay was asked who would be his ideal Forbidden Door opponent. He said, "I think it's gotta be Seth. After the little Twitter thing, we've got to. It would be fun. And he's so over right now. You see the crowd singing his song and everything. It's mad. Especially from what he was getting when we had our little thing. That was a mixture of bad booking and everything along those lines at that time. Now, it's crazy. It's mad. I would hope so. Iron sharpens iron. He's so sick. I just feel like, yeah, together we could 100% make some magic." Next up, Logan Paul says he is hungry to make a comeback. WWE star Logan Paul, speaking on his Impulsive podcast, discussed his in-ring return, revealing that he's hungry to get back in the ring. Paul said, "I am so hungry to get back in there, dude. I am so hungry to get back in there, and I just got cable. I just got cable down here in Puerto Rico, so I've been watching Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown and the big events. Night of Champions just happened. As a fan, and for the first time, I'm watching the consumer angle. I didn't always do that." He added, "As a YouTuber, I got to go and be a YouTuber because I knew what people are looking for, what they wanted, and what made a good video, and kept the audience retained. Now, as a WWE fan, I can see how the performance translates from what it feels like from my perspective to on TV. And I think this angle and these last 3 months I've had off in this sport will lead to an amazing next couple of years in the WWE. I'm really excited to get back." And that is all for today's news. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel SquaredCircle Wrestling for all the latest updates.